Good day everyone, welcome to Channel AMAC, your insight to the Australian visa system. My name is Carl Young, Registered Migration Agent. Today I am here to announce the newly upcoming legislation in regards to the skilled regional visas, which previously, as everybody had noticed, it's gonna be on the on 16th of November 2019. So yesterday I have received a major announcement which was forwarded from Migration Institute of Australia in the email late last night, so I did not want to bother anyone. I took time obviously to have a detailed read through all the requirements, and today I would like to verbally and also on the video to share with you what is in there. So let's just jump into the email and have a look. So as you have known, this is 13 hours ago from the MIA notice 747 new skilled regional visas. So it's bulky. I would like to go through one by one. So basically there are three schedules here. Obviously the first one is to introduce of subclass 491 and remove the original 489, and the point test has been amended in Schedule 6D of the migration regulations. So we'll go into that detail and commence on the 16th of November. So all of the three schedules are gonna commence on the 16th of November. Now Schedule 2 is the introduce of subclass 494 skilled employment sponsor regional provisional visa, and they will then terminate the original subclass 187, the RSMS visas, which obviously will be on the 16th of November as well, and introduce another 191 permanent residency visas. So this will be the visas that once you lapse for 3 years of living, working, studying in regional under 491 or 494, you'll be eligible to lodge for permanent residency. So this will be commenced on the 6th of November, not on 2019 but 2022. So the further amendments of the Schedule 6D of the migration regulations, which is the point test requirement for the original 489 visas, they will further introduce 15 points if you do have a family member permanently residing in regional Australia, and also 10 points for skilled spouse, and 10 points for STEM qualifications, so that's science, technology, engineer, and mathematics. 5 points for spouse who has a competent English, and 10 points if you do not have any spouse. So basically they are encouraging the spouse or your partner or de facto partner to be a skilled or English proficient person, as you can see here. So obviously there's a ranking down here. So first of all, they would love to have a primary applicant obviously under the STEM qualifications, and have a skilled spouse. So skilled spouse, I believe the definition will be basically the spouse does pass the skill assessment criteria under whatever the occupation they are in, and also they prefer someone come in single without a spouse, so they're getting more points. And secondly, the second ranking is coming with a spouse who has a competent English. That's basically IELTS 6 across 4 bands. And thirdly is basically come with a spouse, but she has no skills. So they are encouraging the spouse or your partner to be a skilled person. So the transitions basically here is talking about if you do hold a current 489, current 187, current 457, current 482 TSS visas, and to be transferred into 187 or whatever the visa is connected to, you will not be affected. So they will be exempt. Okay, so obviously it's a skill regional, so they are excluding Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Gold Coast, and Perth, and anywhere else will be in there. So I'll say obviously detail, if you can Google designated regional areas in Home Affairs webpage, you'll be able to see the full postcodes of them. Okay, now this is very important, a restriction. So if you have decided to go for regional skill visas, either going through your family members or going through employment sponsor, you'll be restricted. You'll be granted for 5 years of visa, but then you'll be restricted during the 5 years to apply distinguished talent, business talent, ENS, employer nomination scheme, business innovation. So basically all the business innovation or investment visa are banned to be applied, so that they will have that condition on your visa. You'll be banned to apply for skill independent 189 and 190. Okay, and you'll be banned to apply for 820, the partner visa. Okay, I believe these conditions will hold. Unsure, but detail is required to be further researched, and once the law is actually out. Would this ban you from applying overseas? I don't think so, but we need to wait until then. Okay, so 491, there are two streams. One is a state sponsor, so state will have the ability to sponsor. So that's basically going back to the what we have talked about, the 489 visas, where the state do have the sponsorship eligibility to do that, and also family members. Okay, now coming down to the what we have cover. Obviously, there's all the fees. Now 494. I was expecting something more changes to this, but it seems to be not much from the previous 187. So they have raised the salary rates to be at TISME level, so $53,900 per year per annum as a salary requirement. Obviously, you need the regional certifying body to approve it. There's a SAF, so Skilling Australian Fund, to be payoff, and the requirement. So under 45, unless you're on the labour agreement stream, you're required to go through suitable skill assessments. Now, under the current law, there is no mandatory requirements, but whether or not this will be enforced, let's wait until the actual law is coming out. Okay, and apart from that, the only thing that it's missing and differentiate from the previous 187 is it doesn't seem to be you're required to have employment experiences here. So the English is still required to be at competent level. Okay, so the good part is if you're a graduate student and you have been sponsored by some employer in regional Australia, then obviously you do not need the work experiences as required under the current 187 RSMS visa, which requires 3 years of work experiences. But the current visa scheme does not require skill assessment though, except for trades. Okay, so this is very interesting, but obviously we are required to further investigate in detail and waiting for the further announcement of the visas. So finally is the 191 permanent residence. So this will be on 3 years later. Obviously, this is all the new laws coming out, and the conditions. Bear in mind, if you do change address, passport, contact detail, you're required to let department know within 14 days. Otherwise, under this condition, your visa can be cancelled. So this is a new law. Under condition 8579, you can travel around different designated regional areas, okay, but not into. But obviously, if you go to Sydney or Melbourne for a weekend, that's fine. But you're required to permanently stay in regional Australias. And I believe that is it. So very interesting. The actual law has been announced last night, and obviously will be further implemented on 16th of November. So it's very vital. If you're still a student or you're under 485 visa and you do have a plan for further migration into Australia. Regional Australia is the key. Now, I can tell you again, Darwin, South Australia, Adelaide, Tasmania. Now, Queensland is big because under the current designated area definitions, Logan and Sunshine Coast are considered to be a regional area. So, find jobs, find employer there will possibly be the biggest opportunity and the biggest boom for the Southeast Queensland areas. Anyway, if you do have any comments, leave your comments and inquire below, and I will answer your queries. So if you do like our channel, consider to subscribe to our channel. We'll have more of the news coming up for all this year of 2019. Thank you.